I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear Chief Ahmed, but I can't hear Mr. Yemi. I can't hear Mr. Yemi at all.
Okay. It's Kule that is talking, right?
Yes, it's me. I'm the one talking, but good. It seems we are live, but
Okay.
yeah, it seems we are live, but
Okay.
he can't hear. He can't hear, but
You can't hear. Yeah.
sorry, we can hear him, but he can hear us. I think it's odd. Something has happened. Like can't hear you.
Oh, you said you can hear both of us.
uh,
But we can't hear him.
Can you hear me?
aha! Finally,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah,
Can
can you
you
hear
hear me?
me?
Yes, loud and
Yeah,
clear.
we can hear you now.
Jeez,
Where have
what's
you
going
been?
on? Please,
I don't
what is
understand
going
though.
on? Ah,
Ah, I
what
don't
is going
understand which
on?
kind of
I think it's the stream. It's
which
the
kind.
streaming. I mean, all right. Pardon me
Oh,
there.
the problem is.
Pardon me there. Yeah, the
I
platform
almost
is. I
thought
think
maybe
it's
something
messing
was
up.
going on. I always thought maybe something was going on in the basement again.
All right. I want to welcome
Well,
first of all.
well
I
done.
want to welcome me, Ahmed. Ahmed. We are both we are friends from, we know where this your jersey is going to make me be very, very
Yes, I've been very
it's a Liverpool
uncomfortable.
fan. I know you're a Liverpool
I
fan.
have been
Calm
so
down.
uncomfortable. No, see, like I've been looking at him, and I can see he's really looking good. He's really looking fresh and all, and but I'm seeing that Liverpool jersey, and I am so feeling uncomfortable. Like, no, 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 no,
No,
like
that
no,
was why I
we can't.
covered it. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay,
No,
don't
but
worry. I'm
it's
going to
very
cover it
obvious.
properly.
No, 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 no. It's very obvious. I can't take it. No, 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 no. I won't
Why
agree.
are you beefing? Why are you beefing us? We are winning the league.
What?
Oh,
We're winning the league. Who wants
I
to beat
beg.
me? Who wants
I
to beat
beg.
me? From where to where?
Off
From
man
where
you.
to where?
Oh, which man you? Which of the man you? Man
Ah,
United or Newcastle United?
I
Manchester
can't even
United.
say Oju TV.
The gap
My
is
eyes
not
is
even
pushing me.
no, boss. There's nothing for Junti. Look, the gap is not that wide. Look, it's just wait.
Two
Okay, they won
matches.
yesterday, and we have wait to wait. Let's just look at it. I just thought all this, all it just needs is for the game. Okay, wait. Liverpool won yesterday, but the gap is if to say Man U had okay, let's assume Man U plays there are two outstanding. Okay, one outstanding match, right? They
Mm-hmm.
will be on.
Mm.
Okay, they will be on. It will be 10 points. All it
Yeah.
just takes is for Liverpool to say lose one, draw one, and Man U win there are two matches,
And
and
Man
it
U will be
changes,
winning.
and it changes. So I mean,
Okay.
and let's not forget, they are losing Salah and Mane. They are losing Salah, they are losing Mane, they are losing Keita, they are losing Joel Matip. That's four players to the
Yeah.
AFCON. I mean, if
They
Matip,
didn't. Those players didn't play against Baka.
those players didn't play. Baka was just
Yeah,
one match now. Baka was just one match now.
we are going to. We are going to. They are going to miss just two matches, probably
Two,
Burnley and one other one. Yeah, Salah will
excuse
be back. Salah will be out at the first stage.
All
Who
right.
told
at
you?
the group stage.
I'm sorry, guys.
If it is
Hold on,
England,
guys.
if Egypt
I think
Senegal final, if it's an
hold on.
Egypt Senegal final, oh, sorry.
Hold on. I think Jide is with us here now. Jide the Great, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you. Kunle, my
but
bad. My bad. It
yeah.
is my
Good
fault.
evening, everyone. It's a
Good
pleasure to
evening,
be on the
boss. How's it
call
going?
Good
again
evening,
today.
Jide the Great.
Up
Jide the
Gunners.
Great.
They
We're
can
all
beat
great.
Southampton.
Up
We
with it.
bless. I said up Gunners, so you can beat West Ham. We thank the Lord. We
And
thank
you
the
Oh
are
Lord.
Lord. Oh my
up.
And
God.
You are up. What? Up Remo Stars.
Remo Stars, yeah. I'm a Remo
Remo.
boy. So yeah,
Actually, I have to say something.
All right.
yeah,
So just off this topic on a tangent.
yeah,
This guy is a patriotic Nigerian. We should have, and I really mean this, right? We
Okay.
should have once in a while. We should have sports fans, right?
Yeah.
Donning the apparel of our local teams because it's good. It's really
yeah.
good. Look at me. One of my boys does this shirt, and he gave me this shirt as you know, a stuff. And I'm here in Poland, and I was just wearing it. It says Niger born and bred. We need to like really patronize our own people.
Okay. That's
I feel like
that's
we get carried away too much with this Western Man
yeah.
United jerseys.
But they are not.
Real Madrid.
They're actually not making us proud.
Who?
They are not
you
making us
mean
proud. The administrator, the
Yeah. What
league
about that?
yes,
itself,
I
and
agree.
Are they
everything.
making things
Absolutely, but there are still some that are still
I
trying
agree
to make
100%.
strides.
Well,
Like now,
yeah.
Remo Stars that you're looking at now, the club owner, Mr. Kunle Shoname, is doing absolutely well. I'm sure you must be aware he is the owner of this club in Portugal, Firenze, in the Portuguese second division. So
Yes.
yeah, he's the owners of one of the leading betting platforms in Nigeria, and he has really pumped in a lot of money into youth development at Remo Stars. Remo is actually playing MFM at the moment at Teslim Balogun. Today is the start of the MPFL season, so the 2020-2021 season. After a long wait, the MPFL is back. So I just said, let me wear something that's representing my hometown club and you know something reflecting the country. So some of them are doing very well. We'll have
Mhm.
we have someone like Felix Anyasi that has been managing Eyimba for years. That has been running Eyimba for years. There's Paul Bassi in Aqua
wow.
United. They are doing pretty well, but yes, like you said, there's just some places where administrators, they don't know anything about football. They just bring politics, just spoil the whole thing.
Hmm.
But regardless of that, it's what we have, and we still have to push it. We still have to promote it whichever way we can.
Yeah, I think we need to have a chart on the local state of things with football because what I
Yeah.
personally believe is that the people that are pulling the strings, like Ahmed just said, are not making us proud. But
Absolutely.
the participators, like I mean, I'm very, very privy to this information that there's a
Think Jide, it thinks
mistake
I think you're breaking.
teams. It's called the championship.
I almost thought.
Everything from
Yeah.
where I know Remo
Yes,
Academy.
yes.
State where
The
that is
creative, absolutely. Yes, that is another mind
is
blowing. Yes,
100%.
yes. The creative champ. It's currently ongoing. You are right.
So we need to
I was
focus
fortunate.
more on the positive side. Yeah.
Absolutely, there are positives. Like I said, Remo Stars. If you look at what Remo Stars are
Yeah.
doing,
We
they
need
built
to
their own
focus more on
stadium in Ikene.
the positive side as
Eh,
opposed
Yes,
to
absolutely,
thinking about what
absolutely.
that
We need to.
All right. We have this today, guys.
Mm.
Can you say this? The best Nigerian squad.
get into
We
it.
have
I'm
option
ready.
1, USA 94. Option 2, I think option 1 is for Jide. Am I right? And option 2 is for IG. Ahmed, you still there?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
still here.
I think you're going for Olympic 96. And
Yes, I'm doing that.
Kunle,
Yes, boss.
you're still in option 3. I think the network in Jide's area is pretty bad or something. Trying to figure out it's off right now. I'll bring him back again. But first, I want to go
Hello,
for
can you
Aji
hear me?
first. Aji, you are saying Olympic 96 is the best Nigerian squad. I mean, Ahmed, why do you have to say is the best Nigerian squad? Huh?
Yeah, thank you very, very much for having me. And
Okay.
I will say this, or my position is based on the fact that this team achieved something historical. And from the experience of that team, from what they gave Nigeria and what we have, you know, has not even been achieved again. This was the first African team to win the Olympic football game.
Hmm.
This team played the best team in the world, the best countries in the world. They played Mexico in the quarterfinals, played Brazil in the semifinals, and Argentina in the finals.
In the
And
final.
these guys they played against were the best of the best players we had in the world. Many of them went to achieve greater things. And you know, if you put that against the the 94 team, against the other AFCON teams, you will realize that, what 94 team achieved, if you put it side by side with what the Olympic team did,
Mm-hmm.
then you will understand what I'm talking about. And then again, when you look at how they achieved that success, it is what every single one of us reckon with when we say Nigeria are die hard, we can do anything, box us into a corner, we get out of it. That is, how it was in Istanbul when, you know, Liverpool achieved that, the miracle
Yeah.
of Istanbul.
Very quickly.
It was
Yes.
almost exactly the same thing we did with Brazil in the semi-finals. Yes, it
Hmm.
was a 9 minutes goal from KANU,
Yes.
then it took it to
Yeah.
the extra time. And,
Yes.
so tell me this. If we have to go by record, if you have to put it on, say, okay, this team won the Olympics then, this other team won the AFCON. How many followers do we have in the world following the AFCON at that time? How many followership, how many fans around the world were following the Olympics at that time?
Yes.
And if you look at the stadium at that time was about 80 plus thousand fans to
Hmm.
watch that match all around the world. So, and you know what Olympics means. It is just for very, very selected few. But AFCON, we have players that played one AFCON and they're out, and we don't even remember them.
Yeah.
The Olympics, you know the prestige and everything that brings to yourself, even to your family, and what it eventually will bring to the entire country. So based on that, based on the achievements, based on giving Nigerians, because at that time I remember very well how I followed that tournament. It was in the night.
Yeah. It
We
was.
did
Yeah.
not stop.
We,
We did not stop celebrating till the following
till the
morning.
follow.
I
Yeah.
I remember very well. We were dancing around the
Round
streets
the
from one
street.
street
Yeah.
to another, beating drums and dancing around. So that actually tells you how much it means to us. I
Yeah.
remember the 94 teams when they won Zambia in the finals. It was just a regular win.
Yeah.
Fine, we celebrated. But in terms of the achievement, on player to player as well, look at the Olympics boys. We had Kanu, we had Peba, we had Amunike, we had Okocha. Look at what every single one of them, many of them say, want to achieve. Like we had the good, the bad, and the ugly in that team. We know what happened to goalkeeper. Those at the end of the day, that ended his
Yeah.
career. But we had Kanu going on to play, in Arsenal, in you know, that is for me what people, even people at our age, can easily connect to. I can't
Yes.
remember anybody that will forget what happened at Atlanta. But ask, 50% of people that witnessed 94, they will barely remember what happened.
Absolutely.
So based on that, I totally think that the Olympics team was
The
a better
best.
team.
Oh, right. That's Atlanta 96. That's Ahmed just finished talking. He said the best Nigerian squad ever to have ever played for Nigeria is Olympic 96. I know, Kunle, you have a lot to say. I know you're going to tell me it is not. Am I right, Kunle? So you are saying the
um,
best of the AFCON is 1994.
94, yes.
Yes. Why do you have to
Yeah,
say that, Kunle? Why do you have to say? Because I can. Well, go ahead.
because as much as Chief Ahmed says that that the squad of 1996, the Atlanta 96 squad, did something historic and all, which is, which I'm not disputing. I think it is a very big sporting moment, and really, yeah, you wouldn't actually compare. You can't actually say it is better than an AFCON win. Obviously, I mean, you can't compare the Olympics to AFCON. No way, no how. But why I pick that AFCON is because that AFCON
Yes.
was the beginning, or it opened the stage for Nigeria's greatest ever team, as in the crop of players that we were able to bring out. It started from the AFCON. Yes, of course, majority of them went to the first World Cup in the US in 1994. But remember, it was that AFCON that was a precursor to it. So without what we saw in AFCON,
Yes.
who knows what our outing could have been at the World Cup. But we had a very commanding performance at AFCON, led by Rashidi Yekini. I mean, that was like the peak of where you could see this man with his goal scoring prowess, where he finished as the top goal scorer with 5 goals. It was
Hmm.
from there we were actually able to see these players in full light. And don't forget that, yes, quite all right. Like I said, they went to the World Cup here, but many of these players, like we said, they started seeing very good deals
Hmm.
moving abroad and all. But yeah, quite a number of those players who were at the Atlanta Olympics, some of them had already featured in 1994, and we're already playing for we're already playing for big. So 1994 was that stepping stone. 1994 was that moment that Nigeria was actually put on the global map of football. Before then, Nigeria was not really that known. I think if I'm even correct, I could say perhaps Ghana was even a little bit more known. I mean, because someone like Abedi Pele was already doing great things with Marseille
Yes.
in the late 1980s. We didn't really have any big name in the late 1980s. I think it started with when Yekini joined Victoria Setubal in 1991. But who knew him then? But when it was 1994, the world actually knew that there was somebody called Yekini because of what he did at AFCON, and because of his exploits, and in the US. So that 1994 team, starting from the AFCON, was what really set Nigeria up for the greatest moment in its career. Yes, the Olympics was massive, of course, but you have to find that the origins of that greatness
Yeah.
started from 1994, beginning with the AFCON. And don't forget that we also had our highest placing ever in the FIFA rankings. It also started with AFCON. Without our
Wow.
AFCON
You're
win,
right.
without our AFCON win, we wouldn't have been fifth.
Ajay,
We
I'm
wouldn't
sure
have
you are going to
achieved.
say you are
Yeah.
going to
So
disagree with with this point anyway. I'm
so
waiting. So, Kule, can you still
Yes.
name? Can you still name these players on? Can you still remember their names on the screen?
Uh,
This Super Eagles you mentioned in 1994
mhm.
squad. Can you name
Um, yeah, the keeper. That's
mhm, Peter
Peter
Rufai?
Fai. Yep.
Standing by his side is who?
I'm trying to
Number
remember.
15 is wearing jersey number 15. That's Sunday Ulisse.
So, oh my God, Sunday, it's very difficult to actually know these players because some of them they have so much outgrown.
But who do you
They've
still
all
remember
grown.
in those
I
within this group?
Okocha, I can see, of course, I can remember Okocha's face. Um, I can see Keshi's face. Um, Yekini, of course. Wait, oh,
Do you know that number
from
3?
Infinity.
Ajit, do you know that number 3?
Ben Iroha.
That's Iroha.
Ben
That's
Iroha.
Iroha. Yes, Iroha, of course.
Ben Iroha.
Iroha, of course.
What about that number
Iroha.
The-
12? I'm sure nobody will know the name. Very sure. Bah.
12. I can't. I
That
can't.
number 12. Jide, do you know the
I
person?
can.
I know who he is, but I didn't want to spoil
Who is it?
the juice for.
No, please.
That's
Please tell
Yeah,
us.
please do.
Tell
that's Isaac Semitoje.
Isaac Semitoje.
Ah,
Okay, yeah,
He
yeah,
was one of
yeah.
the very
yeah.
few home-based players. Again,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that you would
Mm.
you would credit Clemens Westerhoff for. He had the ability to be able to just look into the home-based players and bring out the best in them. So, it was an outlier, but he played well for Nigeria anytime. He played 21 times between 1990 and 1999. Unfortunately, he didn't score any goals, but you can't but mention Isaac Semitoje. Is well known and within at least the underground Nigerian football circuit.
Yeah. Jide, who
Yeah,
is
Jide, please. Can I just
okay?
say this? The one you said about Westerhoff being able to identify local players and bringing them online. See, the problem we are having with the national team right now is the fact that we have the
Don't go there, please, bro.
NFF, so it's a problem. And if we have and leave our coaches to this year based on performance, we will not be where we are today. So I
Yes.
just want to put that in.
Okay.
True.
Jide,
I,
you,
I,
you
I
want to
couldn't
go
I
for
couldn't agree more with you. Yeah.
you want to go for USA 94. That's what you want to speak about. I mean, the best Nigerian squad is USA 94.
Yes. I mean,
Why
in
do you
my
why do you
opinion,
have to? Yeah.
so here's one of the things that I have learned of late as well, and that has allowed me to be very confident in saying that this squad was the best squad Nigeria ever had. Fair enough, the the squad before 94, the squad before the US 94. I mean, it's very similar anyway when you look at Tunisia 94 and US 94. Fair enough, they did well at the African Nations Cup. They won the African Nations Cup, and by April, FIFA didn't have any choice but to make Nigeria number 5. But what you have to understand is having potential is one thing, right? Your ability to be able to play out your potential in front of the whole world, the absolute pressure that was on them to beat Bulgaria that outstepped France, the 1994 France team from the US 94 World Cup, the pressure that was on them was very huge. And to come into that World Cup and all guns blazing, leading their group, beating Bulgaria 3-0, losing narrowly to Argentina, beating Greece hands down. And, if not for some dodgy refereeing and the fact that, the Nigerian squad was inexperienced at world level, they could have won against Italy. And who knows what could have happened? They could have gone on to beat Spain because they definitely had the potential to do that. And if they had beaten Spain, they could easily have gotten to the semifinals, and they will have played Bulgaria again, who they've already beaten, the first time around. So who knows what could have happened? So when you're talking about the squad that put Nigeria on the map, they were able to bring in last minute replacements, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Chidinwanu
Chidinwanu,
and
yes.
Michael Emenalo played no part in the qualifiers. In fact, they were outliers. And Westerhoff, in his almighty, tactical decision making, which sometimes was quite weird, was able to just pull the rabbit out of the hat, and it worked perfectly. Unfortunately, you know, they say something in life that man's greatest sin is forgetfulness. Once we lost against
Say
Italy,
that again, Kule. I mean, Jide, say that again.
man's greatest sin is forgetfulness.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You know, we forget things very easily. You know,
Easy.
we forget the fact that this guy took us from virtually being unknown to the World Cup to going like, oh, we lost against Italy and don't come back home. I mean, I remember like we didn't even have a homecoming celebration for the Super Eagles. It was that bad. The standard on the squad was that high, right?
Yes.
That they came back home, right? And there was no kind of. I remember seeing Mutiu Adegboju 3 days after we got beaten in the area I was living in Nigeria. And he said he was apologizing to the fans, like, "Oh, guys, we disappointed you." And I'm like, "You don't have to apologize. I mean, come on now. You know, you took us to the World Cup for the first time. We got to the second round, and you know, if not for some dodgy refereeing, and
You remember that goal by Baji or something?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't even that. Rashidi Yakini was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and
And he
he
messed
got
up.
apprehended by Paolo Maldini.
Yeah, Paulo
And the
Maldini.
referee should have given him a straight red because it was a clear, obvious chance. But he didn't
Chance,
do
yeah.
that. So to be honest, when I look at everything that the Super Eagles did, I mean, JJ Okocha was nominated. I'm not sure whether you guys know this, but JJ Okocha was nominated as the best player of the tournament by a Chinese newspaper.
Oh, for
You know,
real?
Peter Rufai was either second or third of the best goalkeepers at the tournament. When they rated the Super Eagles after the quarterfinals, the Super Eagles were the next team, right? So the Super Eagles ranking at the World Cup was ninth. I mean, come on now, put some respect in it. There's not been any squad that's been able to. People will point to Stephen Keshi's squad at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, but they were not as attractive and they weren't playing football that had a lot of flair, right? They were just kind of good enough. They drew against Iran. They scored a goal against Bosnia as Herzegovina, and you know, God knows the reason why Edwin Dzeko's goal against the Super Eagles was cancelled in 2014 because that was daylight robbery. It wasn't offside,
Yes.
but there was no VAR at that point. So they were able to get out of that group by some kind of a stroke of luck. And it all came crashing down when they played against France. You know, once Onasi got injured, the whole squad just collapsed entirely. So you can't definitely not compare the 2014 squad with the 1994 squad, you know, that was that played 20 years earlier. Now, if we put that into equation, right,
Yes. Yes.
who else can you compare with? Yeah, winning the African Nations Cup, Nigeria should have done that a long time ago. We had opportunities to win in 1990, we failed. Let's even start from 88, we failed. 1990, we failed. 92, we failed. Then 1994, at least we were able to win it, right? So winning the African Nations Cup is something that it was special, but it wasn't special like the World Cup. Like
Yes.
this was the first time Nigeria was going to go to the World Cup, the world stage. You know, I mean, the players that went to the World Cup, a lot of them got big contracts afterward. Daniel Omokachi got signed. I
I
believe
think
Samuel Garcia was signed. JJ
Belgium.
Okocha was signed as well. You know, Sunday Ulisse, he put him on world map too.
Yes.
So if I say the US 94 squad is the best squad, because again, everything was leading to that moment. If you I would urge a lot of Nigerian football fans to buy the Rashidi Yakini, the Ghostfathers book that we
Yeah,
got.
they go. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know that you've had yours. Have you had the opportunity to read it?
No, it's not yet delivered to me yet. I'm still
Oh,
waiting.
it's not been delivered yet. Okay,
Yeah.
you should get it very very soon. Yeah, you should
Yeah.
get it very soon. Yeah, I think it's because of COVID. Things are slowing down a bit. So, but you get it, right? If you read that book,
Absolutely.
you will understand how Rashidi. Sorry, it was more about. It was not just all about Rashidi Yakini. It was about how the whole squad was moving. You know how it took to get into that squad. Unduka Agbade could not make that squad, my brother,
Mm-hmm.
because Clemens Westerhoff was not a sentimental human being. If you were not good enough at that point in time, he wouldn't play you. Do you get my point? You know, Efani Koku made the squad, but he didn't make a single minute in the World Cup. He played against Zaire, now the Congo Democratic Republic, in 1994. But that was it. He flunked his lines against, you know, the Congolese defense. And by the end of the first half, he got substituted.
Yeah.
So like we really have to kind of like again, like I'm only stating my opinion here. My opinion is not somebody can come up with a better argument. I always say this thing like don't raise your voice, raise your argument, improve your argument, right? If you have a greater argument, bring it to the table. I'm ready to listen. I'm not saying that the US 94 squad won't have a team that would surpass it in future. But for now, in my opinion, they're the best team I ever played for for the
Well,
Nigerian.
thank you guys very much. We just use this maybe 5 minutes each there to, you know, to take it away. And I'll start by IG. I'm sure you want to still tell Jide is there's no point by saying yeah, I mean this team that's USA 94 is the best. I know definitely IG is going to say it's still Olympic 1996. IG, can you just 5 minutes? What do
Okay,
you think? Yeah.
thank you again, thank you again. Let me grade them according to what they achieved, and because the ultimate thing for every team is to win something. You can't
Absolutely.
keep, saying you have the best in your team. They individually went on to win in their respective club, get signed to good clubs and all of that. But collectively, did they win anything? So let me rate them. Olympic 96, AFCON 94, then USA 94.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is that this team, the Olympic 96 team, won something historical. Like I said earlier, we've never achieved that again. We were the first team in Africa to win that Olympic gold. So
Hmm.
what are we saying? Kanu went on to sign for Arsenal probably after that tournament. Then we start seeing those players in big clubs. We start, paying attention to them at their respective clubs. We start seeing Finidi. We start seeing, you know, looking out for these players. And mind you, again, many of these players were, some of them were even from our local team. So
Hmm.
when we have a very, very young team, the few of them that even went on to join the Super Eagles of 94 AFCON or USA 94 were not even much. We have Okocha that probably wasn't playing. We had okay, Uche was playing, Ogwevon was playing, and Taribo West was playing, Amunike, Finidi, all of them were Babayaro were playing that time. But at the end of the day, what happened is that if you look historically, what is his name? Shegun Odegbami, and the rest of his team, Muda Lawal, and all of them. If you follow football, I don't know, maybe we're old enough to know what they achieved at that time.
Mm-hmm.
What they achieved at that time is even better than what the AFCON 94 achieved. Because at that
Wow.
time, they were all local players. They were all in the universities. They were playing for local leagues. And they went on to win the AFCON in 1980. So if it took us almost how many years again? Almost 14 years to now win, AFCON again, then it even doesn't speak well of us. But the Olympics that we've never even qualified for, we
Hmm.
qualified. We won the best teams in the world, the very, very best team in the world. Roberto Baggio, Bebeto,
Yeah.
Ronaldo
Ronald
Delima, and
De
the rest
Lima.
of them. Crespo, Simoni, come on. After that Olympic Games, every other African team beginning to think inspired that they can win the Olympics. It was after Nigeria won the Olympics, we saw the Ghana going there to do it,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So we opened the floor for all of them. So how do you then compare 94 AFCON USA 94 team to a team that achieved what was never achieved
Never.
before?
Well,
Never.
if you're watching for the first time to this YouTube channel, you could drop a comment, tell us what you think about what this my host people are saying about this best Nigerian squad. If it is your first time watching, also subscribe to the channel Kunle, are you ready to take it up from there? You are saying AFCON 1994 is absolutely the best team Nigeria has ever produced.
Yes, and I
But
still
you
stand
still
by
saying
it.
yes.
Yes, and
You
I
still
still
saying
stand by
yes.
yes and yes and yes.
Let's go.
Many times over. I have said it already. That thing, if you removed, I'm sorry, but if you removed that AFCON,
Yeah.
it is actually very likely that
Hmm.
there might not have been a nice outing in the US. But that 1994 AFCON prepped us for the first World Cup outing. You understand? Like it was the, you understand?
Yeah.
Like it was like a warm up for it. If
Hmm.
we had not played that AFCON and doesn't, because
AFCON.
that AFCON, the gathering of the squad, because it was virtually the same squad that we took to the US, right?
Yeah.
So the outing we had in Tunisia
Yes.
made it possible for 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 the team, because they've played in a tournament, they've known themselves very well, and also it makes it easier for them. If that hadn't been the case, I am very sure we
G-
wouldn't be talking about a very nice USA. I am very sure
Jide,
Yekini
you
would
dey
have been.
hear? You dey hear
Yeah,
am?
because Yekini, because think about this.
I'm just
Remember,
listening, I'm actively listening so I can respond well.
yeah, because like now, remember Yekini,
I told
because
you, Kule. I told
yeah,
you.
yeah, because remember Yekini, too. Remember Yekini was top goal scorer at that AFCON 94 tournament. Imagine if that didn't happen. Imagine if he didn't score the imagine if he didn't score the this there was this game that we played against the Ivory Coast. Was that not in the semi-finals?
I think it was
Yeah,
Where he
semifinals.
yeah,
scored the
the
winning penalty.
semifinals. Yeah.
Semifinals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If those moments didn't come, I'm sorry, but
You won't have USA
I
94.
I'm sure that USA 94 moments won't. I believe those things are in sync. You understand? So you can't write off. Yes, you cannot write off the success of USA 94 is what's transferred into it's a sequence. You understand? Like it's just like, sorry to put this now, if it's just like Manchester United now. If if Manchester United did not have that class of 1992
Mm-hmm.
that Alex Ferguson promoted,
Somebody had to
I am
plead for.
sorry, I am not sure Manchester United will be as dominant, because they were the catalysts for that dominance. Because if you look at the players who made Manchester United so successful, you will actually mention that class of 92. Yes, you've had other players along the way, but at least you will mention one, two, three of, you understand?
Jide,
So uh-huh. So
Jide, do
so
you want to come in at this moment so that we
Yeah,
can round up?
here's what I'm gonna say. Yeah. If I ask my two fellow panelists, which I respect their opinion, again, what we're doing here, look,
Yes.
we're very privileged that we're having this kind of conversation. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think the
Yeah,
current crop of
absolutely.
Super Eagles players should be able to learn from this. Like, guys, we're not even talking about the 2018 squad or 2016 that went to the Olympics. We're talking about something that happened like 20, 25 years ago. So here's the thing, right? We're all making, I'm not coming here to say like what I said is the holy grail of everything. Right? I'm just trying to get us to think further and think deeper, because I think, like I said, man's greatest sin is our forgetfulness. We forget things very, very easily. Yeah. So I'm going to start with this. The 94 squad was great. They won the African Nations Cup, right? But if I ask you which squad actually, because again, how many people watch the African Nations Cup from other parts of the world? Do
Well,
you understand what I'm saying? Now
yes.
you now have a much more vibrant media, the internet. I mean, I'm having conversations with people that want to stream the AFCON tournament live into some American fan base, and they're looking for sponsorship and all these kind of things. Things have changed, right? Because
Yeah.
now we have internet, but back in the day, then it was pretty much like if you're not watching the World Cup on your black and white TV.
Back on
The African Nations Cup was just non-existent to people's sporting calendar.
yes.
Now, if you ask me which squad put Nigeria in the forefront of world football, you always say it's the the team that went to US in '94, right? If I look at the the Atlanta '96 squad, in my opinion, right? If you took out the 3 overage players, let's remember that the Olympics, and here's the reason why I don't really rate Olympics. It's a youth tournament as far as I'm concerned. It is a youth tournament. And we all know what happens with youth tournaments in Africa. We go there with overage players. Again, it's something that happens in our culture. It is what it is. People just have to respect us for that, right? But if you take away Olise, you take away Daniel OKOCHA, I don't know who the third overage player is. I think it's Amunike. Those players played like active roles. I'm talking about active roles, right?
Yes.
In making sure that, that squad was able to win the gold medal. So if you take away those 3 overage players, I don't think they would have won it. Secondly, as well, they played against the teams they played against, I know they played Brazil, they played Argentina. They fielded really young football players and more inexperienced football players as well. Now, the reason why the Super Eagles the Dream Team was able to win that tournament was the energy from the '94 squad was following them all around. I mean, you could have taken a local coach, to the Olympics in the US, and they would have won it because they looked at their forefathers. Yeah, I would say they should call them forefathers. Like, look at Babaya Kini, you did this in '94. We'll do this in the same country and win this Olympic thing. And that diehard spirit, where do you think they got it from? They used the same assistant. They used the coach, the same coach that was on the coaching staff of Clemens Westerhof, Joe, right? The same staff. They used him as well. Yeah, and then they just won it, right? Because the belief was there, the energy was there. The belief was there, the energy was there during that period. So, I mean, again, I think we need to
I think we need to
revisit this topic.
Revisit this topic again.
This time around, we're going to come with that. I see the way Ahmed is looking at me like, where is this guy talking?
Aji, what do you think? Do you think we should revisit this?
Yeah, we should. We should really. We should.
Yeah. I think we'll come back with this next week.
I'm so proud to be part of this country. That's why I respect what Yemi is doing right now with that jersey, that he's wearing. Yeah. Yemi, reach out to those people. I'd like to get one of those jerseys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aji, what do you think? Do we revisit this topic again? I mean,
so that
we can come back with big facts.
Look at his face.
Big facts.
Yeah, we should. Yes, I totally agree because there were some comments that Jide made that I need to really, really put a spin on. Because I don't Amunike was not even a very strong member of that Olympics team. He came in to score the 3rd goal, I guess, against Argentina in the finals. The core of that team were the young guys. Come on, Jide, we should come back.
Yeah, but again, you needed the experience of those young. You needed the experience of Olise.
Interesting, man.
I mean, in the final, apart from Celestine Babayaro that scored, every other person were like you needed the bigger boys to rise up to the occasion. But
absolutely, we needed them. Do you know the second goal that was scored by Amokachi? The throwing came from Babayaro to Kanu. Kanu headed the ball into the 18. Or Ikpeba missed the shot. Then he got to. He missed the shot. Then he got to Amokachi before he pulled the ball in.
Or something was there too.
Come on, man. Yeah. Those guys running the plank. Babayaro will come. Fatusi will go that way. And Argentina will mesmerize them. We outplayed them at some point in the match. The same thing with Argentina in the semi-finals. Look at the goal from Kanu. Why didn't your old overage player score that kind of a goal? Come on.
Old overage, yes. Now they're old overage,
Yeah,
man.
old, I mean.
But when they were helping
Yeah.
you, man, I'm not a big fan of the Olympics. You know, Ahmed, no disrespect, I'm not a big fan of the Olympics. You know, like I really
Same.
don't. Yeah.
Same for
Oh,
me
wait,
as
you
well.
too, Kunle.
Yeah, because number one, FIFA does not recognize it, and uh, football is not the thrill of the Olympics. We all know it's athletics. So, I mean, if you are not getting something in athletics,
Kunle, Kaji is
uh,
coming back for you next week. Don't worry.
no.
So guys, let's round off because Jide will be going out to thank you so much for coming. Next week, I think we should do it again. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. This time I'm going to come with facts.
I think we should do it again. We're going to do it again. Guys, thank you so much. First of all, Jide, thanks for. How is Poland?
It's
I mean,
cold, but
you're enjoying yourself.
It's good.
God
It's
damn
cold,
it!
but it's good.
It's cold now.
Oh, you're based in
Sorry?
Poland.
No,
You're
no,
based in Poland.
No.
Okay, you
I'm here
travel.
on business
Travel.
and holidays.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm here mainly on business and then spend some time with my in-laws here. So,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, that's so. Imagine, so Poland, there's no good internet in Poland. Wow.
No, it's nothing to do with that. It's the hotel here. It's just a bit
Oh,
Ahmed, we know where we catch ourselves. We will see ourselves there
Yeah, sure.
after the
Sure.
after the service.
Where's
So,
Ahmed based? Is he
thank you
based in the
so
US?
much.
Well?
You know, I'm based in Nigeria.
He's in Nigeria.
Oh, okay. I thought you were based in the US.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
give me visa. I will come tomorrow, bro.
I thought it was based in the abroad as well.
I wish I was that pretty, you know.
It's in
I'll have been
Nigeria.
a millionaire. by
Oh,
now.
it's in Nigeria. That's lovely. That's lovely.
I'm in Nigeria.
But Ahmed, we know where we will see ourselves. He's a
Yeah,
Liverpool
absolutely,
fan, so
Baba.
we know where
We
we
got
tackle
you. We
ourselves.
got you there.
No, that's where we are going to have to. That's where there's going to be a barrier between that. No. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
If
Liverpool.
we were an Arsenal fan, I can still tolerate him. You know, but Liverpool.
But
is
Liverpool.
Just,
Oh
nah,
no.
Liverpool
Hell
is
no.
yeah.
Come on.
Liverpool is a no-no.
Come on.
You're too proud. Do you know what
when
I
you are
call?
very
Do you know what I call you?
Proud for nothing.
Do you know what I
Proud
call
for nothing.
Liverpool
What do you
fan?
have?
Onigberaga FC.
What?
Proud for nothing.
Liverpool's.
When you
Onigberaga
are
FC.
so rich,
They should
when
go
you are
and
so rich,
they should go and eat their Champions League because they have 5 Champions League. They don't want us to hear what.
yeah, come on,
Eh,
come on,
eh.
come on, come on,
They should
come
go and
on,
eat
come
it.
on, bro,
They should go and eat
come on, come on. Okay,
They should go
can you
and
get
eat
it? Go get. Okay, if it's
we
easy, go try them.
We were this close now. We reached the final in Man U.
Yeah, almost does not kill a bird. Almost does not kill a bird.
I mean, we would have done it in 09 and 011 if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, it's not easy. That was why he didn't do it.
Please don't talk too much about Champions League here because Arsenal won't take it very.
Sorry.
Arsenal fans won't take it lightly. When you're talking about Champions League, you have to.
A minute silence.
A minute silence for the Arsenal fans.
For their long absence.
You know, so you don't talk anything. You just start.
I usually say Arsenal is a heartbreak. So you guys can take as much peace as you want at the moment, but we're slowly getting there. We beat West Ham, you know.
Too.
So,
United also beat West Ham. Brilliant goal by Jesse Lingard. I mean, so.
Yeah.
So we are even.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Jide, see you.
We'll get to chat.
We'll get to talk here.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week. Yeah. Kunle, thank you so much.
Bye.
We'll see you after the service.
Thank you very much.
Aji, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
We'll see after the service.
Yeah, well.
All right, viewers, thank you so much for joining me and my friends here. The debates for today, as I've said, is best Nigerian squad ever, and they have said so many things. But we are going to come back next week more bigger because they want to get their facts right. Also, look at it: USA 94, Olympic 96, and AFCON from 1980, 94, 2013 as well. I'm sorry about what happened when we about to join live was a little bit technical issues have been sorted out. So same time next week, so that we can prepare very well, and so people will join in, comment to be flying in. And if you're watching this for the first time, please smash a like on the button and subscribe. It's all about, as I've said, it's all about African players. It's not only focused on Nigeria. We can look at other countries as well. That's why we say Intercontinental Sport TV. Drop your like, share your comment. Let's build a community together, Africans. Let's talk about players that are doing very well presently and the past one. Let's celebrate them. Until same time next week, I want to quickly do a shout out to the Eagle Wings of University of Benin 2000, yeah, 2000 and 2001 set. I want to thank you guys. You guys are fantastic. And also, I want to shout out to my mate in Abeokuta, Nigeria, Housing Estate, Italega, the EEPI. The person in charge is Tracy Ogumbambo. They're having their Boxing Day novelty match between old school and new school event. This is an environment where I grew up, and they want to have fun over this Boxing Day. I'm wishing you guys all the best. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Same time next week. Yeah, I say same time next week. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys.